Godzilla Minus One represents a powerful reinvention of the iconic monster, delivering not just large-scale destruction but also a deeply emotional and human story. Set in post-World War II Japan, the film explores a nation that has already been devastated by war and is struggling to rebuild. The title itself reflects this condition. Japan is already at zero after the war, and Godzilla's arrival pushes it into the negative. This concept shapes the entire tone of the movie, making it darker, more personal, and more grounded than many previous entries in the franchise. The film is directed by Takashi Yamazaki, who also handled the screenplay and visual effects supervision. His involvement across multiple creative departments gives the movie a unified vision. Rather than focusing purely on spectacle, he emphasizes character development and emotional stakes. The storytelling feels intimate even when the destruction on screen is massive. The balance between human drama and monster terror is what sets this film apart. At the center of the story is a former kamikaze pilot haunted by guilt and trauma. He survived the war, but emotionally he feels broken and ashamed. When Godzilla emerges as a new catastrophic threat, his internal conflict becomes deeply connected to the external chaos. The narrative follows his struggle for redemption as he attempts to find purpose in a world that seems determined to collapse again. The supporting characters, civilians, engineers, and military figures represent different aspects of post-war Japanese society, all trying to survive in a fragile and uncertain environment. The plot gradually builds tension. Strange disturbances at sea hint at something unnatural. When Godzilla finally reveals himself, the impact is immediate and devastating. This version of Godzilla is portrayed as terrifying and unstoppable, a raw force of nature rather than a heroic or sympathetic figure. His atomic breath sequences are among the most visually striking moments in the film. The build-up to these attacks is filled with suspense, and when the blast is unleashed, it carries both visual grandeur and emotional weight. Visually, the film received widespread praise. Despite not having the enormous budget of many Hollywood blockbusters, the visual effects are remarkably detailed and immersive. The destruction of cities, collapsing buildings, ocean sequences, and Godzilla's texture design all demonstrate impressive craftsmanship. His glowing dorsal plates and the slow charge of his atomic breath create unforgettable cinematic moments. A special black and white edition was also released, paying tribute to the classic era of the franchise and adding an old-school dramatic intensity upon release. The movie was met with strong critical acclaim and enthusiastic audience reactions. Viewers appreciated the return to a serious, emotionally grounded tone reminiscent of the original 1954 concept. The film performed well at the box office domestically and internationally, surprising many analysts with its global reach. It sparked discussions across social media, with fans sharing clips of key scenes and praising its storytelling depth. The trailer generated early excitement by carefully revealing Godzilla's design without overexposing him. It focused more on atmosphere and human fear than on constant action. The haunting music and restrained editing built anticipation. Fans quickly began speculating about timeline placement and thematic connections to earlier films. But the movie stands strongly on its own without relying on a shared cinematic universe. Themes of guilt, survival, and national rebuilding run throughout the story. The main character's journey mirrors Japan's broader struggle to recover from devastation. Godzilla can be interpreted as a metaphor for overwhelming consequences, whether of war, technological destruction, or humanity's mistakes. The emotional core lies in people choosing courage despite feeling powerless. Even in the face of destruction, there is a sense of resilience and unity. The musical score enhances the emotional intensity. Classic motifs associated with Godzilla are blended with modern orchestration. In moments of silence following destruction, the absence of sound amplifies the tragedy. The sound design during Godzilla's roar and atomic blast sequences is particularly impactful, creating a sense of scale that resonates in theaters. Commercially, the film exceeded expectations. It expanded beyond Japan into global markets, introducing new audiences to a more serious interpretation of the monster. Awards conversations included recognition for its visual achievements and technical excellence. Many viewers and critics described it as one of the strongest Godzilla entries in decades. There has been ongoing discussion about potential sequels. The ending leaves room for continuation without forcing it. The creative team has indicated that any follow-up would depend on finding a story that maintains emotional depth rather than simply escalating spectacle. That careful approach has strengthened fan confidence in the direction of the franchise. Culturally, the film reinforces Godzilla's significance as more than just a cinematic monster. For decades, the character has symbolized fear, destruction, and reflection on historical trauma. This version reconnects strongly with those roots while presenting modern storytelling techniques. It demonstrates that even after many adaptations and reboots, Godzilla remains relevant and powerful when handled with respect for the original themes. Overall, Godzilla Minus One delivers a rare combination of large-scale disaster filmmaking and intimate character drama. It offers thrilling action, breathtaking visual effects, and meaningful emotional arcs. Instead of relying solely on chaos, it builds a story about redemption and resilience in the aftermath of devastation. The result is a film that feels both epic and personal, proving that a monster movie can carry profound emotional weight while still delivering unforgettable cinematic spectacle.